Hey guys, welcome to our special live event. This week we're actually going to go over an 8-unit property that came up for sale a couple days ago. And this is actually one of the few deals that I found to be profitable and worthwhile. So I'm going to be doing a breakdown today of different ways I'm going to analyze this deal and give you guys different options when you're looking at a deal. Sometimes the way you structure a deal makes it good or not good. What's up, everybody? And sorry, I'm a little late, later than I expected to be on. But today is gonna be pretty short. I'm just gonna stick to the point of going over this 8-unit deal. So I'm gonna give everybody a few minutes to kind of jump on, and then we're gonna go analyze the deal for tonight. So how's everybody been today? What's up, guys? Good to see you too. What's up, Brian? What's up, Rob? Good to see everybody. What's up, Fredos? What's up, TN Ambition? Good to see everybody. I'm ready again with my notepad. That's good. That's smart. Take notes. So I'm going to be going over this tonight, and then tomorrow at 10 a.m. I'm going to be posting it up on YouTube. So you'll be able to go over the numbers again, give you guys an opportunity to analyze numbers. So when I was younger, I constantly ran numbers. So just constantly run numbers, and then eventually you're going to find something that is good, right? You might find a whole bunch of bad deals. One day you find a really good deal and you're like, wow, this doesn't make any sense. It's like too good to be true. Those do come around. They probably come around like once a year. Hoping during the crash that's coming next year that we'll be able to start seeing them probably more like 4 times a year. I've been really waiting to buy something good. King says, hey, Pascal, Fredos invited me to watch you. He's spoken highly of you. Thank you. I appreciate that. You'll get to see for yourself how I analyze data and the ways you can analyze it as well. Edgar says, about to do a lot better with the knowledge you're going to drop. Yes. I'm just giving you all the knowledge I've been accumulating over the last 20 years that I've been in the real estate business. I started actually working in the real estate business, helping people when I was 14. Between all the knowledge and the numbers that I ran, by the time I was 19, I was able to buy my first property. And with that information and knowledge I accumulated from 14 to 19, at 19 I started buying. By the time I was 23, I owned 23 units. And most of those units I still own today. And I've actually sold off about half of them so far, and then rolled up to better properties and more income. So I'm teaching you guys the information I've gained over all these years, so you guys can take this and do it yourself as well. Now, again, some people don't have time and they're asking me, hey, should I do it on my own or should I invest with you? That is a personal decision. If you want to do it on your own, I can help you with your taxes. I can get you the home insurance. We can do lending. We can help you with a lot of things. If you don't want to do it, or you don't have the time, or if you can't find good deals in your area and you want to invest with us as a group, I'm also happy to help you that way as well. It's just whatever works best for your particular situation. Either way, we're here to help you guys. So Jackie Patel says, hey, Pascal, love your content. Thanks, Jackie. All right. Answer a couple of questions before jumping in. Good morning, bro. Theo says, what's your thoughts on Rocket Mortgage as an investment? I think it's fine. I think right now it's going to do really well, but I think when the market crashes and the refinances drop off hard, because the issue I'm telling everyone, hey, this is a great time to refi, is because when the housing market goes down and home prices will drop, there's not equity to refi. And if there's not a lot of refis, that reduces the amount of income they can make, because that's a good chunk of the money. So I think it's not going to do good short term. Overall, long term, it's a really good company. And that's all I can really say about that. Teen Ambition says, could you run the numbers on the property this stream? I am going to be running the numbers on the property this stream. I'm just giving a second for everyone to log in, and then we're going to start running the numbers. How's that huge multi-unit property going, the one with the pool? It's going really well. We basically rented them all out except for 2 units. We're finishing those last 2, getting them rented. We're changing them from short-term to long-term because when you're getting a loan, they prefer you having 12-month leases instead of short-term leases. So we're converting over to that while we're getting the loan. The short-term leases is still bringing us in a good amount of money. So out of the 16 units, we're going to probably have 6 short-term, 10 long-term. But again, the lenders like all long-term, so we're going to provide all long-term tenants so we can get a 30-year mortgage at like 3.77% interest for about $1.8, $1.9 million. So otherwise, we'd be stuck with lenders that are going to maybe be 25 to 30-year amortization and probably like 4.5% interest, which, you know, when you start going up to the higher dollar loans, that 1% makes a big difference. And you're going to see in this example too, 1% makes a big difference as well. All right, guys, great questions. Great to see everybody. I'm going to go and start working on that. So, okay, so on IG, it might not be the best. It's backwards, but we will do our best. And remember, tomorrow morning, you're going to be able to see a better view of this on YouTube. So, you know, we'll do what we can. All right, so I think everybody can see me now. Again, everyone on IG, I know it's not going to be the best view, but on YouTube tomorrow morning, you'll be able to go over the numbers as well. So now let's get going. This is a 4-plex, this is an 8-plex property. The great thing about this property is that it's actually 2 4-plexes next to each other, and each one is on its own lot. So you can get a commercial loan, or you can get 2 residential loans, meaning 1 to 4 family loans that are Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, that are backed by the government, so you can get a 30-year amortized loan. And that option, or the other option, you would be able to go get a commercial loan. But since it's this size of a property, it's under $1 million loan. Most banks are only going to offer you 20 to 25-year amortization. And you're going to see that it's going to make a big difference on how much cash flow you get on this deal. So let's just run the numbers and we can go over the examples. So on this 8-plex, either scenario, you're going to make about $84,576 a year in income. The taxes, I estimated high, okay? I estimated very high, but it's looking like it'll be $16,000 for both lots per year. Insurance for an 8-plex commercial property is about $7,000 a year. But if you get it as, you know, 2 4-plexes, you can get more residential style insurance, and you could probably get it closer to $3,500 a year. There is a big difference in insurance in Florida, the way that you finance your property, the way that you label your property, the type of insurance you have to get is different and could cost a lot more. So with buying it as 2 4-plexes, you'll be able to save about $3,500 a year in insurance. Management is going to be about $8,400. I estimated vacancies and repairs to be about $8,400. This property is pretty clean. The reason that it's a good deal is that it's a very clean property, and it's selling for about $147 per square foot, which is very low for the area. In the area, they're selling for about almost $200 a square foot. So that's what this is why the property was so appealing, is the dollar per square is very low, and they're 2-bedroom, 1 baths, which are desirable units. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom is pretty desirable. So anyway, I estimated vacancy and repairs to be $8,457. Could be a lot less than this, but again, being conservative. This example is buying it as an 8-plex, buying it as a commercial deal. You're looking to bring in about $44,594 a year, which gives you a 4.96 cap. As two separate 4-plexes, you're looking at, again, same income, same taxes, insurance is less, same management, same vacancies and repairs, but your net income is $48,094. Again, $3,500 more since your insurance is cheaper. There is a good chance that these expenses could be a lot less, but I'm trying to be conservative here on my numbers. The cap per year is 5.35 cap. Again, because insurance is less. Now, when we go over to the next side, we're going to talk about lending. And you're going to see the big difference is going to come when we look at the types of loan we're going to be getting for this property. I normally talk fast, so I'm going to try to talk slow. $44,600 is how much the net income is prior to the debt. The type of debt you'll be able to get as buying it as an 8-plex is most likely going to be 25% down. You're probably going to get a loan between 20 and 25-year amortization, and the interest rate is likely to be around 4.99% to maybe about 5.5%. AM is smaller and the interest rate is higher, which makes your payments a lot more. $47,000 is roughly what the payments are going to be for the year, causing your net income for the year to be negative $2,657. So your cash on cash is going to be negative 1.1% as you're purchasing the property. Okay. As 2 4-plexes, same 25% down, but you'd be able to get a 30-year amortized loan. I've actually been quoting rates for 2.99% interest on an investment property 4-plex. Now the closing costs are going to be a little higher because the fees are a little bit higher. Fannie and Freddie are charging more points now for multi-unit properties. I believe they're charging more for multi-unit properties, not in interest rate, but in fees, because I feel that they're concerned that the market might go down next year and people might give up these properties. That is not their primary residence. That is my feeling on why they're charging more fees. The other reason they're charging more fees is they're roughly $6 billion short from all the people that did not pay their mortgage and are currently in forbearances and arrears on their mortgage. So they're trying to make up the shortage they have by charging more fees. And also, anyone looking to do a refinance December this year and after is also going to have a $1,400 increase in fees for anyone looking to do a refinance, because they're trying to make up for how much they're losing on people not paying their mortgage. So back to the point, if you buy this property as 2 4-plexes, you can get a lower interest rate loan, 2.99%, and a 30-year amortization. This will make your payment $34,000 a year, compared to $47,000 a year. That's $13,000 a year less, which is going to give you a profit of $14,000, which is 5.5% cash on cash. Now, that's not amazing, but why would I say this property is good? It's pretty clean. There's not really much you need to do with the property. And the other main point that we haven't touched on yet is that for this property, the rents are only $881 is the average for the 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom. That's very low. All utilities are separated in the building. So the tenant pays their own water, sewer, garbage, and electric and cable. So that's helpful as well. And if you're buying a building that's a fourplex and you wanted to separate the water meters, that is not cheap. That's probably going to cost you, $4,000 plus. So, I don't know if you can hear the rain, it's raining hard right now. Well, the point is, the rents are very low. So I believe within 1 year, 12 months, you should be able to raise all the rents from $881 to $1,000 a year. Bringing the profit under the 8-unit scenario up to $8,700, making that cash on cash 3.9%. Buying as 2 fourplexes, bringing your profit to $23,000, the amount of money you're making to your pocket, or 9.27%. By year 2, you should be able to bring the profit as an 8-unit to $18,000, 7.5% cash on cash, or $33,000 in profit as 2 fourplexes with a 13% cash on cash return. Now, not amazing, but in this market today, that's a really good deal. You can find very few properties that are this good. Now, I think in 5 years, the market's going to go down and come back up. There's a good chance that you'll be able to sell this property for a 5.5 cap. I think there's a very good chance for that. And maybe it's not in 5 years, maybe it's in year 6, year 7, year 8, year 9, year 10. You can see here that I'm not reducing rents at all because I think people that are losing their home are going to be moving out and renting more, which is going to cause rents to continue to go up. Currently, they're under market, so they're going to pick up to market rates, $10,000, $1,100, $1,200, and they're going to keep climbing. Then what's going to happen is it's going to reach market rates, but then market rates are going to start climbing because people are losing their homes. So by year 5, maybe a little bit past year 5, I think that property could sell for a 5.5 cap at $1,200 a month rent for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. I see that it could sell for 1.22354, which is, let's just simplify, $1.22 million. So you bought the property at $900, didn't really do much to it, you didn't really spend too much money other than just basic maintenance, and you bought it at $899 and you sell it at 1.22 in 5 years roughly, maybe 7, and you returned, your down payment was probably around $254,000, and you returned $323,000 in profit. So you get your initial investment back plus $323,000, and all those years you're pulling $14,000, $23,000, $33,000, probably $43,000, $53,000. So you probably pulled another $150,000 in rents, profit, net profit per year. So that's why I think this is a pretty good deal. You put in $254, you get back roughly $500 plus your $254. You tripled your money in 5, maybe 8 years. That's a really good deal. And then again, if you did it right, you do 1031 exchanges, or you do a cost segregation model, or any of those tax advantages that you add to this, it's basically $500,000 of profit with no tax. Now, the interesting part is when I told you guys that, hey, this is a pretty good deal, anyone that wants it can go get it. I have nothing to do with this property. I don't own this property. I don't even know who's selling it. I don't know the realtor. I don't know anything about it. I just thought it was a good deal, so I was telling you guys about it. I actually had one of the people that bought one of my other investments contact me, and they're like, hey, Pascal, is this still available? And I'm like, I really don't know. This is not my property, but I don't think it's going to be available for long. So if you want it, go get it. And if you buy it, make sure you get your mortgage through me. So this is the deal. I'll answer a couple of questions now. from you guys and see what you think. So I'm gonna move everything back. All right. I am back. So let's go answer some of these questions. Tina Ambition said, how good does it feel when a tenant pays 6 months in advance? Wow, that's super interesting. How good does it feel? It's actually pretty cool. I've had one person pay 12 months in full, one 9 in full, a couple 6 months in full, another one 9 in full. I've had a baseball player, I think I told you guys, to pay like $8,400 to rent for 45 days. So it's like pretty cool. Like obviously you hit certain levels and you do certain things and it's kind of like really exciting and really fun to do that. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But actually I kind of like the fact that when people don't pay in full, I don't know, it's kind of, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't like, it's cool, but then it's kind of like, whatever, just make sure you pay and you don't trash the place and don't be annoying. It's actually funny because there's certain people that pay and have no issue with collecting money or kind of maintaining the property, but then they're so annoying. It's like, all right, you don't even want them as a tenant. So, but that's part of the game, All right, so let's see here. What questions we have on IG? All right, remember guys, if you got a question, drop it in the question section so I can see it. What's up, guys? Harmon, call me the GOAT. Thanks, Harmon. So Michael says, when do you think the real estate market will crash? I think May of 2021 is a pretty good date to estimate the market crash. Why I'm saying it's going to be after that date is at that point in time, the 12 months of forbearances will be over. The eviction ban will be lifted. Both of them, they gave like roughly 12 months. Made it more difficult to do an eviction, made it more difficult to do foreclosure. So at that point, that's over. And when that's over, we're going to start realizing how many people are going to go into short sale or do a modification and so on. So that is going to cause a ripple effect in the real estate market, which is going to cause certain market and certain segments, to go down. Hugo says, hey, Pascal, why is real estate going up right now? So real estate's not going up everywhere, okay? So let's clarify that. Real estate's not going up everywhere. Like certain places, it's actually going down already. Now, the areas that it is going up, we're having a lot of people move out of their small houses into larger houses. They're moving into something that's more comfortable because if there's going to be another COVID type, lockdown, they want to be comfortable. Also, many people are working from home now. So the companies are actually telling them, hey, you can move out of these areas and move somewhere else, work from home, and you'll be able to, work from home and you're going to be paid the same amount. So, and actually some companies are actually paying, Swipe is actually paying $20,000 for their employees to move, they're covering moving expenses. And that has caused, a lot of people are making that move. There's a lot of people at one time making a move. And you got to understand there's only a certain amount of real estate that hits the market at one time. So this is what's happening. A lot of people are moving because they're moving up north, down south, because they're almost going to retire and they're like done with being locked down. Most of the places that are locked down hardcore are places that are actually, not doing so well real estate wise. And they're moving into the areas that are maybe not as far away from them, that have more space. And then a lot of people from California, New York, New Jersey, Chicago are moving to Florida because there's a lot more freedom, a lot more space, and your money can go further. So that's causing the prices to go up. And if you imagine people that are in foreclosure, people that are not paying their rent, and all of those people, they're not going to move and they're not selling their house. So that quantity of real estate isn't on the market. There's properties that were getting ready for foreclosure since 2018, and they were going to hit the market starting this year. Well, those got held up as well. So there's a whole bunch of inventory that is not able to hit the market, and that's being held back. So that's causing what is on the market to go up a lot. There's just not enough quantity. And obviously, it's a supply and demand game. And why I said today it is fine. People are like, well, why are you saying things are going to be bad? I said, in the future, it's going to be bad. I didn't say today it's bad. Today, it's hot. Today, it's very hot. And that's why I tell people it's probably not a good idea to buy it unless you get a great deal. Now, when is it going to be bad? Around May of 2021 next year, it's going to be bad because there's going to be less people buying. Everyone bought at one time, and they bought like crazy. So all the people that are going to buy in the future bought today. So in the future, those people that were going to buy already bought. And then there's going to be a whole bunch of quantity, a lot of real estate hitting the market in the future. Well, those people already bought. And in the future, there's going to be less people able to buy. Again, supply and demand. More supply, less demand. So why? We have less supply now and a lot of demand. Price is high. When the demand drops and the supply increases, the prices start going down. That's my simple explanation of why I think the real estate prices are going to go down and why today it is doing well. And the answer is yes. It is backwards on Instagram, on YouTube. I'm on live on YouTube right now as well. It is not backwards. So you can look at net income. So there's net income before debt, and then there's net income after debt, because some people don't even get a loan. Some people buy the properties cash. So there's net income before debt and net income after debt. Reading all the questions. Says Vegas is going up, doesn't seem to be affected. Vegas is going to do well because it's a warm state. A lot of people are going to get bigger properties, more home. So people out of California are probably moving there. Fredo says, appreciate education on splitting between fourplexes and two duplexes. Kind of like divide and conquer the real estate investing. You rock. Thanks, Fredos. Maggie says, I couldn't find fourplex easily on the internet. What is the best way to find fourplexes? If not fourplex, is duplexes okay? Yes, 2 to 4 units are okay. And you are correct. It is very hard to find any, and it's very hard to find good deals. That's why I say you'll find about one good one per year in the current market condition. So keep your eyes open and you'll be able to find one. But you have to constantly look, and that's what I do. I'm constantly looking. So, yeah. Do you think most of the buyers today are homeowners or landlords? Right now, a lot of them are homeowners that are moving down to Florida, right, in my market. But then there is some landlords that are selling one house for like $1.5, $2 million and coming down here and buying 5 properties. So it's a mix. Thanks, Justin. I appreciate it. Justin said you're the best. Hey, what's up, Nico?
Hey, Mr. Basco, I like the haircut, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Looking sharp.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so I wanted to bring some good news for you, if I may.
Go ahead.
All right, so we got a couple properties that we're renting out, and when all this COVID came in, we wanted to take advantage of the forbearance because we didn't know what was going to happen in the future. So since it was unpredictable, we want to put some money aside to make sure that the economy was going to be back on its own, and if something would have gone south, then we would have cash saved up in the account. So what would happen, we put on the forbearances, the houses, and then we try to take advantage of the refi now. So we called the refinance bank, which they give a 2.56 for refi.
Yep.
And they said, yeah, everything looks good, and you don't have any late payments. Let's go ahead and do the refi. So
then they found your forbearance, and they're like, wait a minute. Yeah. Yep.
So they found the forbearance, and I was pissed because I have 3 different houses with 3 different banks, right? And all of them, when we call, they never said about anything about refi. They said it's not going to affect you negatively. It's no worries. Everything's going to be good.
Yeah.
So I got pissed. I called my accountant. My accountant was like, hey, hold on, let me check this out. So I was able, for those out there, they're doing some refi, I was able to leave all the forbearances reports on my record. All of them, no exception. Okay, it's a little bit of friction that probably anyone's calling them. But what happened? So they sent a request order to the bank, and the bank sent to the Equifax, TransUnion, and the other one, Equifax, and it takes about 3 to 5 days until they get it. Another 5 to 7 days to process.
Okay.
But I talked around the community. Not many people know that, so I thought it was a valuable information for those that out there that might go through the same.
So right now, what happened to your refi?
So now the bank that I was going through says we cannot do anything until it's clear out of the report, right? So that's one bank. The other bank I was dealing with, so they have 2 different guidelines. Wells Fargo is saying, hey, you have to have at least 3 payments done after we refi. After we're out of the forbearance, now we have to demonstrate you have 3 months paying back to back. I said that's out of the window because I don't have the time. The other one, which is a credit union, smaller bank, says as long as you can show me the letters saying you're out of the forbearance and there is no late payments, we go ahead and do it.
So that basically means you pay back the 6 months.
Well, I only was 2 months and a half in. I wasn't 6 months. I was just 2 months and a half in.
But you paid back that money.
Yeah, everything's paid. Like we're up to date.
Yeah. So
we caught up.
Yeah. So you only paid 2.5 months. So that means you're already 3 months in that you paid back.
Correct.
Yeah. So good thing you pointed all those things out. Everything he's saying is correct. Again, I'm a lender myself, so everything you're saying is correct and it is normal. If you are in forbearance, if you're looking to refinance, you actually have to pay back the money that you paid to the forbearance. If you don't pay it back, you do have to wait 3 months after the forbearance. So 1, 2, 3 months after. So normally I think now it's October, November, December. So it would make you be able to be in a position to refinance in January. By them putting them back. So you have to be in good standing, and normally it takes 3 months to show good standing. But again, in his scenario, he paid it back right away, so you should be able to refinance faster than that. So, and that's in his scenario, he actually shopped around to 3 different banks. If you go through a broker will be able to do that for you. Because I actually have 5 banks that I work with, so I just go to the different banks and see who would qualify in that scenario, or who would qualify and be able to work in that scenario. So that's the benefit of working with a broker, and why we're a mortgage brokerage instead of working with one company, we work with many. And the same thing with our home insurance company. We work with about 20 home insurance companies, because if one is not good for a client, we have 19 other ones that can be able to get them a good deal. But very good point.
Right.
Very good point that you've been bringing up. So how are you now in your scenario? What are you looking at with your refi?
So now I have to wait until Wells Fargo actually they requested to delete the forbearance, because so what they do on the credit report, I think it's called the credit. I forgot the name of the system they use. It's Credit 9, or that is a name for the system for the mortgages. Mm-hmm. So what they did, they reported as a forbearance, and they put a note on the message. Mm-hmm. So that message sticks to your file. So if you're a consumer, they cannot lift that, because that's a record that shows, hey, everything's good, but this guy here in the past had a forbearance to demonstrate or indicate to the lenders that might be a black spot on the record. So Wells Fargo, after going back and forth and being very persistent, so they requested to erase everything as if I never had in the forbearance plan, and that's when they can do it. So it takes about 10 to 15 days until they do it. The lenders will not refi until they can run their report and not see the forbearance there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, I do have other options other than that. So I'll be happy to talk to you privately about that. And but normally what you do is just disclose it up front that you had a forbearance and that everything is paid back, and that puts you in a different process. But if you never mention it, then it'll put you in it makes it a lot harder to get the refinance done. So if you did have a forbearance and you did pay it back, you don't have you can get a refinance sooner. You just need to disclose it up front, saying, I did have a forbearance, I paid everything back. Why? I was scared and I wanted to hold my money in case something bad happened. But you can see I have the money. Here it is. I paid it back. Look at my history. I'm not behind on any of my payments. Now, in the same scenario, if you are behind, guys, and you did get into a forbearance, you can still refi, but you have to have 3 months of consistent payments to qualify for that refi. So what interest rate did Wells Fargo? I hate Wells Fargo, by the way, guys. I'll be full transparent. I hate Wells Fargo. I think they're a horrible company. But anyway, what do they offer you?
They are. Well, my loan got sold to them. I didn't have many options. When we purchased the property, was through a credit union. And those normal small companies, they sell your loan to the bigger banks. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But you're right. Wells is the worst bank to bank with in the business sense and on the private and the consumer sense. But what was the question again? You asked me, the interest rate?
Yeah, what do they offer you?
So the credit union offered 2.75 with $1,800 cost. No. So 2.75
for a 30-year or a 10-year?
30-year. I have, and if I do $1,800 down, they can do 2.69.
And I mean, when you're saying down, are you just saying in fees, or you're actually paying cash?
No, fees. So
they're going to roll it into the loan.
Correct. You had the option either to pay up front to them or roll into the loan. And
you're talking about a refi on your personal residence.
Right. Yeah. This was
your
the
personal
primary.
residence. Okay. What state are you in?
Texas.
Okay. So if things don't work out in 2 weeks, we should be licensed in Texas in about 2 weeks. So we might be able to help you with that. But yeah, we're definitely in the ballpark with rates. Someone asked me earlier, what was the lowest I've seen? I mean, we've seen 2.25 and 2.5 for 30 years. And I was able to get one this week. I was able to get one in for 1.99% on a 15-year. So it's it's crazy. It's crazy. And right now, when you're buying down points, there is a zone where you're buying down points and you recoup your money in 3 to 4 years. So like the recoup on fees is like pretty fast. But it's a great opportunity now, guys, for those that want to do it, because again, I think next year property values are going to go down, which is going to make it harder for people to refinance. So in December, the fees for refinancers are supposed to go up $1,400. So just kind of be conscious and be aware of your timing.
Yeah, one question I have for you though, since the property was purchased within 12 months, so we bought the property at the discounted price from the market. So the appraisal came higher than the purchase price.
Okay.
So now it's less than 1 year that we purchased the property. So what we did, we purchased the property, we did some renovations. So the value of the property appreciated about, I would say 30 to 40K. So now once we're gonna refi, is it by the Freddie Mac that we have to do based on the purchase price, or they can go by the appraisal?
It depends what lender you go with. So each lender has different rules and guidelines and different what's called overlays. Okay, so Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac has their rules, and then the company that you're choosing to do the loan with has their rules on top. So it depends who you're using, because that bank that you're using could say, no, we require you to own it for 1 year. Like right now, I'm doing a deal for the guy who owns the granite company that I work with, who owns the granite distributorship. So I said he just bought a house in December, and his rate was 4.75% on the house he bought, just because they had to do it fast, and rates at that time were also not that great. I'm looking at right now doing one for him for a 30-year, around, I think it's 2.75. So they save almost 2 points on a lot. And same scenario like you. They bought the house under value. They remodeled the kitchen, because obviously he owns a granite company. Remodeled the kitchen, remodeled the living room, the office, the game room, made it look really beautiful. And he's gonna have a whole bunch of equity built in. By the time we refi, he's gonna be probably at 75% of value. He's gonna have a lot of equity built in, so he's gonna get a very good rate, very good terms, very low fees for that specific scenario. So, you know, it's the more options you have, the better chance you are to find someone that meets your scenario. Like, for example, one of the lenders I work with, they allow a person to buy a property in their name and then transfer it into an LLC name, and it won't, and that's within the rules. It's allowed. Now, some banks, if you buy a property in your name and you transfer the loan into an LLC's name, or you transfer the property into an LLC's name,
that's what we do it.
That's not allowed. And if they find out, they're gonna force you to pay back the loan.
Holy Max.
So don't do it if you don't know up front. You ask, can I do this?
Okay.
So let me repeat myself, guys. When you're getting a mortgage, you have to ask, can I transfer this property into an LLC's name later? Many banks will say you cannot do this. And if you do it, you're gonna default the loan, and they're gonna say you have to pay us back all the money right away. Like, not in 6 months, you mean you have 1 month to pay us back. Now, some banks will actually say, yes, you are allowed to put it in an LLC after you close. So and again, it's Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac loan, 30-year amortized, the interest rates under 3% for an investment property, fourplex. I'm doing one for myself right now. And the bank, obviously, when I'm done, I'm going to take it out. I'm going to get the loan in my name, but I'm going to transfer the property into an LLC's name after closing. And it's allowed. So you have to be aware. And also, those companies that allow that normally will charge less fees as well for investment property deals. So again, if you have the right broker you're working with, they're going to be able to do the footwork. They're going to do the research. They're going to go and check all these companies and find them. And the other deal is with a broker, we choose how much we get paid, and normally brokers choose to get paid less than what the bank charges. So most of the time, we end up like, for example, one of the companies I work with a lot is Quicken Loans. If you go to Quicken Loans and you get a quote on how much a refinance is going to cost, and then you come to me and I give you a quote for the same loan with Quicken Loans, my price is going to be lower than Quicken Loans price, even though you went directly to them, because they charge you guys retail and I charge you guys wholesale, which is a discount price.
So this point you brought up, actually it's very important, because a lot of people that they're starting with the real estate, they just think that buying the house and that's a done deal. And the truth, you have to put an LLC to protect all the assets. So when you do that change with the bank, let's say the bank you work with, when you transfer from your own name to a LLC, you have to do all the filing. You have to open up a new escrow account, right? So they do all the paper filing in the county, right?
Say it again.
So let's say you have a property, like the same case, same scenario you were telling me.
Mm-hmm.
The house is yours, and right after everything's done and closed with the loan, now you're going to transfer to a LLC.
Yeah.
So when you do that, you have to go through the title company, right?
Not always. You don't have to. Like in Florida, I don't. I'll just go do a quick claim with the court records and just get it done.
Oh wow.
In Florida, it's a little easier. Yeah. Quick claim it through the title company, and I'll transfer it over to the LLC. Now, your LLC cannot, like, for example, you can't go buy a property in your name and then quick claim it to an LLC that you're not even part of. That's not allowed.
Okay.
But you can, as long as it's to you, you're still the same owner.
Right.
It's just behind the LLC, and that's allowed.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that, but I called the lender, the original lender that did the deal, and he didn't want to talk about it. So my impression was he didn't want to inform me, because if he would, then he probably would, be breaking some protocols.
Then that means the guy probably doesn't have that option. He can't talk about something he doesn't have. It's kind of like, just remember this. If you go to, say, a person that sells stocks and bonds and insurance policies and stuff, annuities, and you talk to him about real estate investing or buying gold or buying any alternative asset, they're going to say it's not a good deal. At the same time, if you ask them details, they're not even going to know what's going on, because they don't know anything about it. So you can't, like, by asking advice from someone that doesn't know anything about this or isn't very knowledgeable, then you're not going to get a good answer.
Mm-hmm. Somebody here in the comments, it's telling me you don't need to change to an LLC unless they have 10 properties.